Alright, well, this is a classic dirt fishing mission. Didn't know if it was going to be fishable, but if you look behind me, there's a river out there. And it seems fishable. It's not ideal conditions by far, but I think it's possible to catch a fish in here. Literally, the whole Bay Area, ocean, beach, lakes, it's all blown out. I haven't really been able to get out fishing for quite some time. And honestly, wasn't sure if it was gonna work today, but it seems like it's possible. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna start casting here. We'll see if we can make it happen. I'd be happy to just hook anything right now. So we got really muddy, high water, and I'll talk a little bit about how that affects my presentation in a little bit, but first I'm just gonna try and hook a fish. I don't even know if they're in here or not, so let's do that first. My first cast is actually my first cast of the year fishing for anything. How epic would that be if I hooked a steelhead first cast? Float fishing. It's good to be back. Alright, no luck on the first cast. Did you guys see that one? Jumped right there. Alright, I'm gonna try casting a little closer now. Oh yeah, oh no, missed one. Oh my god, that was a fish. He just splashed right over there. Spit the hook, just like that. Damn. All right, it's game on. Oh my god, right there. Oh my god, again. Oh my god, 3 times jumped right there. All right, last cast. Oh my god. Fish on the last cast. Oh, stay on there. Stay pinned. Oh my god, the last cast. It's not a huge one, but man, it's a welcome sight. Stay pinned. Oh. Stay pinned. Come on up here. Haha, I got one. Let me make sure it's a hatchery fish. If it is, we're gonna keep him. Oh, this is a native fish. This is a native fish. All right, we gotta release this one. He's got a nice dorsal fin, which leads me to believe that it's possible this is a native fish. Most of the fish on this river are hatchery, but regardless, we caught one. Can't believe that happened. All right, let's give him a release. There she goes. Oh, we did it. All right, we made it. And we actually caught a fish. Cannot believe that. First order of business, I need to fill out this guy right here. This is the Steelhead report card. So this is a little add-on in addition to your normal fishing license that you have to buy every year if you're going to fish for steelhead. And this year it is $9.21. Every day you go steelhead fishing, even if you didn't catch any steelhead, you need to record a few things. You need to record the date, the location, so each river or tributary that you're fishing has a number that's assigned to it via the little guide that they give with this card. And then you also need to record how many wild fish you caught and release. In California, all wild fish are released. So like the one we caught today, that one's a wild fish. that one gets recorded as a wild fish, and then also how many hatchery fish you caught and kept, and how many hatchery fish you caught and released. Oh, and then finally how many hours you fished. So I'm gonna record all that right now. And then first order of business is I don't have a place to stay tonight. So I drove out to the river without really knowing how it was gonna look. And if it was terrible, I was just gonna go home after today. But it looks somewhat fishable and not ideal, but obviously we caught a fish tonight. I think we can catch a few more if we stick in it. So I'm gonna find a place to stay. I'm gonna try and book an Airbnb for tonight, and then we'll attack it again in the morning. And then also I need to get some dinner because I'm hungry. But all right, so I booked an Airbnb. Nothing's fancy, just a 1-bedroom, but actually this is somewhat nice. I mean, you never really know what you're gonna get with Airbnb, but there's a nice little kitchen. Where else? Living room. We just came in. Nice TV. Might watch some TV tonight. And this is where I'm gonna be sleeping. You can see I got my charging station down here. Got a charger my GoPros. So, anyways, day one was somewhat of a success. I mean, judging by the weather, everything is crazy. I'm just happy that I managed to catch one fish today. And it was a native fish at that. Most of the fish in that river are hatchery fish, but this one didn't have a fin clip, so there's an off chance that maybe this one got free before they were able to clip the fin. But I think it's also very possible that this is just a naturally reproducing fish in this little river. So anyways, gonna get some rest tonight, and tomorrow morning we're gonna hit it bright and early and see what we can find out there. We'll see you guys in the morning. Day 2, bright and early. Let's go catch a steelhead. It's gonna be a rainy one. Suiting them up. I really would like to get a nicer pair of waders. I just have the ultimate cheap waders from Bass Pro that actually I've got money's worth out of. They haven't started leaking yet, so I guess they were worth it, but not the most comfortable waders, I'll just say that. But that's not gonna happen right now. Right now what's gonna happen is we're gonna go hit the river. We're gonna try to get a bobber down there. See you guys down there. Well, apologies in advance. The video and audio probably gonna be suboptimal today, but you know what? We're fishing. And I didn't think that was gonna be possible before I came here yesterday. So hopefully I can put a fish on camera for you guys. At least it's light today. Yesterday we didn't catch one until it was like almost dark, so couldn't get a good shot of him, but hopefully today we can put one on camera. I'm the only one out here this morning. Weekday, early morning, terrible weather. I don't anticipate a lot of people to be here, which is a good thing for us. If there's any fish in here, we'll have a fair shot at them. Hopefully we're on that sunrise bite right now. Ooh, I don't know what that was. All right, no action yet this morning. It's been tough. We'll get back out of here in a second, but I was talking about yesterday what I'm doing a little bit differently because the water is so dirty and a little bit higher than normal, is I'm doing a few things a little bit differently. So I'm fishing beads under a bobber, which is a very common setup. You know, I've caught many fish on that before. But what I'm doing a little bit differently today is I'm fishing a bead that's a little bit bigger than normal, and 2, I'm putting a little bit of this guy on there. Right there, a little bit of scent. This is the Addicted Fishing Winter Chrome blend. I got it from those guys when I was up in Oregon last year. And the reason I'm doing those 2 things, 1, a little bit bigger bead, a little bit bigger presentation, a little bit more of a chance for those fish to see it because the water's so dirty. And then 2, giving it a little bit of scent, obviously because the visibility isn't as good, fish are gonna need to use some of their other senses, mainly smell. And I don't know if these beads come with any scent in the pack, but it definitely can't hurt to add a little bit more. So it's a couple of things, those 2 things I think will help our chances. And it worked last night, got that 1 native fish. Nothing yet today, but we're gonna keep at it. I think there's some, well, I know there's some fish in here. I just gotta figure out where they are and how to catch them. Let's get back to it. Got him. Fish on. Fish on. Way downstream. Way downstream. But I got him. Oh, this is going to be a tough one to land. Got to work him up. Slowly but surely. I hooked him way, way downstream. This kind of thing rarely works. But I got him so far. He survived the first little jump. He was jumping down there a little bit. I was fishing this bobber way, this is the longest drift it's like a hero drift, I think they call it. But it worked this time. All right, we'll get him up here. Nice fish. Nice fish. Try to work him over here. Try to work him over behind me here where we have a little bit softer current. Got him. Fish on the bank. But yeah, it's a nice hatchery fish right there. Nice hen. So in California, you're allowed to keep 2 hatchery steelhead per day. They have to be fin clipped, and you can only keep them if you're in the rivers. Catch them in the ocean, you have to let them all go. It's the first one I'm gonna keep, so first keeper of 2023. Obviously, I caught that wild fish last night, so I had to let that one go. But this one's going home with me. I love those fins. See that? Fully intact dorsal fin there. Same thing with the tail. So a lot of the stock trout in our area don't look that great, but these steelhead look amazing. You can see it's got that pink coloration. These aren't super chrome fish, they're not fresh from the ocean. They're colored up a little bit, but still an amazing fish nonetheless. But what I was saying there is that was a really, really long drift. I had that one way, way downstream to my left here. And usually that kind of thing doesn't work, mainly just because of the angle. Oh. Another fish, next cast, next cast. Next cast. Next cast. Oh, I'll have to explain it in a second. Literally hooked up on the next cast. Gotta bring him over into the softer current. Literally the next cast. 2 casts, 2 fish after all those casts this morning. This one's a little bit bigger fish. Wow. Okay, this one's got some character to it. Literally on the next cast, this guy bit. This is another hen. This is a wild fish. You can see it's got that really pronounced adipose fin there. So this one we're gonna let go. So I'm trying to keep this one in the water. But yeah, this fish has got some character. Look. But yeah, you can really see on that back fin, both down here on this anal fin as well as the tail fin, really beat up, and that's from fanning the beds on the river bottom where they spawn. So I'm pretty sure this one's all spawned out. It looks a little skinnier, maybe even in the process of spawning. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one back relatively quickly. But that's a nicer fish. Probably around 22, 23 inches, something like that. Not super clear water, so you won't be able to see or swim off as far as we would like to, but just gonna give her some time to get some energy back, tell she's ready to go. All right, here she goes. I have to go spawn. What I was trying to say there, where I was rudely interrupted by that fish, literally on the next cast. Been casting for like probably at least an hour. No bites, and then 2 fish on consecutive casts. I don't know what the deal with that was, but anyways, what I was trying to say is that first fish came way down at the end of the drift, way farther than I've drifted any other times, and normally that doesn't work, mainly just because of the angles. I got so much line out And it's so far downstream that when the bobber goes down, there's a lot of line to pick up on the reel. And then also there's so much slack line because there's a huge bow in the line. So it just takes too long to catch up to that bobber. And then usually by that time the fish is already gone. So I just got really lucky on that one. The second one came right in front of me here. That one was no luck. That one, that's textbook float fishing right there. But yeah, happy to finally get some action. Like I said, I've been at it for a little while. Casted for probably about an hour without any bites, moving around a little bit. But I came back to my honey hole. This is where I caught the fish last night too. And finally found a few fish. I think it was just really lucky that I got 2 in a row like that. But hey, there's some fish here. I'm hopeful that those 2 aren't going to be the last 2 that I catch today. Oh yeah, there's a fish. Another one. We got the hot hand now. This one feels heavy. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. Okay, now he's fighting. Now he's fighting. Now he's fighting. Thrashing on the surface. That was like 3 and 5 casts. Maybe I was just a little rusty. It's been a long time since I steelhead fished. Had to get the feeling back. This one's coming right up. Another nice fish. Oh, this isn't a steelhead. All right. So oftentimes these steelhead are following up the salmon, and as the salmon spawn, they're dropping their roe. The steelhead will come up and eat those along the way to maintain nutrients and keep enough energy to do their thing up the river so they can spawn themselves. And then also these fish are following them up. Not quite as sought after as the steelhead, but this is just another, I'm not really even sure what the exact name is, but it's some kind of sucker fish. You can see it's got that sucker shaped mouth on the bottom of the head. So these guys are also following up. There he goes. But yeah, those guys are also following up the steelhead and salmon to eat the roe as well. So not a steelhead, but still 3 fish and 5 casts. All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up. I don't know what was the deal there. For like 15 minutes, the bite was like red hot. 3 fish, although be it 1 was a sucker, but nevertheless 3 fish and like 5 casts. But other than that, today was a little bit tough, and yesterday was tough too, which can be expected with the water the way it is. Definitely not ideal conditions. I mean, I'll definitely take it, considering yesterday I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to get out and fish at all. So caught 1 wild fish last night. Hopefully you guys got to see a little bit. I know it's kind of dark, so I'm not sure how the video turned out. And then today I caught 1 more hatchery fish and 1 wild fish. The wild fish was actually really, for this area, this river, was fairly nice one. I'd say it's above average, probably around 22 to 24 inches, something like that. They definitely get a little bit bigger, but that was a good fish nonetheless. All caught with my little bobber setup. If you want a more detailed breakdown of how I set this thing up for bobber fishing, mainly for steelhead, but very similar for salmon as well in the rivers, I'm doing a video on my Patreon, so I'm not sure if it's up yet, but it will be posted, if not now, posted very, very soon. If you're interested, check that out. I try to do how-to videos about once a month on my Patreon, and I try to match them up with whatever fish is in season. So right now, I think steelhead's probably the most targeted species, maybe some crab. I don't know what I'll do next month, but this month's gonna be for steelhead. So I gotta go back to the Airbnb, charge up all my cameras and everything, and I gotta actually do some editing and post a video that's coming out in a couple hours here. So I'm gonna go do that, rest up, and then I'm gonna come back out for the evening session tonight and probably the morning session again tomorrow. But that'll be in the next video, so stay tuned for that one. Yeah, I said at the beginning of this video, with the weather the way it is, I'd be happy just to hook any fish. And I hooked 4 fish actually. Lost the first one and then landed the next 3. So because of that, I consider this mission so far to be a success. And we got a nice hatchery fish to take home as a reward. So anyways, stay tuned for part 2. That's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.